Yo, I just wanted to pull up that the camera is still glitching, and you know, I mean to an extreme degree, like it's just getting more extreme. And it started off very small. It was like little, only a couple of pixels doing it, and Um, now it's like glitching like this. Is it some kind of thing where in normal reality someone can like pop up and try to like ooh, and someone's gonna try to do that or something? But like I just have the ability to like catch them and then throw them into a burning lake or something. Is some Satan character trying to do some bullshit like that? Something. And they're trying to use the Allah mecha, and it just isn't strong enough, even when I only have one arm, one leg. I mean, is that what's going on? If so, you're caught, and it just is gonna look really fucking stupid when you do it. So, um, it's also doing it. It's doing it like more extreme. Like the artifacting itself, the glitching is more extreme, and it's actually it wasn't doing it until like I kind of sat down and started my stuff for the day. At least I hadn't seen it do it, but I did just kind of start for the day. I don't start early. I am actually this is pretty early for me, but that's because I'm more nocturnal. But that being said, it's just going on to like I think maybe even at some point they're just gonna have to address the issues that I'm talking about with the webcam, like you know. And like this one's doing it a little bit. All right, well, I'm gonna burp and then burp again and and then I'm gonna end this, but I mean I'm just trying to document that this is getting more extreme, and like I suppose it could be a coincidence, but like I've said numerous times, I don't think there's really just complete coincidences. Like even if it's just glitching or something, it's like probably Yahweh's trying to use it to tell me something's going on, or use it as like a indicator or tool, an instrument of something. You know what I mean? To measure something. So um, maybe it's like that part of town is glitching, and like when we go to downtown, it's not glitching as much because of some reason. I don't know. Something's keeping it more together. You can see like the little bit of glitching right here, right? But like this one, like the entire screen is like glitching away. You know what I mean? Like, um, it's significant. This one, like currently, there's not really a glitch on the screen. So yeah, it's just getting more extreme. I guess I'll just keep documenting it. Last night I went off on um, talking about Islam, but um, this is, I guess we'll just track how the matrix glitches. You know what I'm saying? Like how it gets more glitched as we go on, because it's clearly doing that. So okay, I'm in this here. It's actually, I haven't looked at this today. I even clicked it on accident. I meant to open up Chrome, so when I clicked this and like it was open on the HWRF because of um what's that called? Because of I had opened it yesterday or maybe a couple days ago just to check on this specific system. Looks like it's the models have it like breaking, not really organizing. Um so I guess we'll see what happens. What I was saying is I need whatever, you know what I'm saying, like to pick up. Obviously there was just extreme weather stuff here if that did happen, right? Either again, it did happen or you're trying to put a fake reality in front of my face, and like either one of those is a problem. Uh, and so and like either one of those goes with the narrative that I've been saying and is a problem to the point of like it's illegal, immoral, like whatever. So it needs to end. And I'm suggesting like, all right, even if you're putting a fake thing in front of me, people are getting hurt because this is how you're using the resources instead of any other way. actually, actually, any other way. Like this is what you've done. So that's what it. Based on using my reason, that's what I'm reasoning out. So okay, we'll see what happens with this. I just need some change now. I need some real like. Uh, I need people to do what I say, or in the least, um, Dua Lipa to do her Lipa over here, like leap over here. She's a leaper, and I need her to leap over here. Here, yeah. Uh, so okay, um, Dua Lipa. Okay, I'm in this here. So I guess I'll check here. Well, I mean, so one thing is, it's still going on. It hadn't stopped. That should indicate to you, like, that should be an indicator. Last night it stopped, I don't know, a few minutes in. We're 8 minutes in. It's still going. And it's going at a more extreme than it was, at a greater extreme. So I would suggest that's an indicator of what's happening, probably because I'm pretty sure something's about to force people to actually engage what's going on with me or something. Because it's like we're at the point something has to. Like, if it doesn't, it's so unreasonable. The whole thing could collapse, and like, you know, nobody wants that. So, we probably shouldn't let it happen. Well, if it's the Epstein thing and they've done something wrong, I mean, collapsing on them. That's like the that's like the Samson and Delilah thing, right? But you know, drop it on their ass. Let's go to the kingdom of heaven. So yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's still going. It's been going for almost 10 minutes now. That's double the amount of time it was going yesterday. And yesterday, the 5 minutes that it went yesterday is way longer than it's gone before. So boop. Hey, look, it's a duo. Is that Dua Lipa? Is it Dua Lipa? Yeah, probably. All right, let's see. Is it still going? No, it stopped. It went for 10 minutes exactly because I started it like whatever after. That should also say it's probably not just a an artifact that's happening randomly, huh? Uh, so okay, I'm gonna go get more coffee or whatever. And one of the things that's frustrating is my whole point was like, my point from yesterday was that it was too time consuming to be making videos like this, and yet I there are things that I want to say that are I want to have recorded. So I'm like, for quite a bit of time, I was able to just work on music and not have that where I felt the like a necessary, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I would say stuff, but I've been working on music. Right now, whatever is going on, we're butting up against something that is making the music stuff way harder to do. And so if people want music, whatever is, I'm like, I'm gonna keep trying to work on it today, but whatever is doing it is causing me problems, and it's like I'm telling you, it's affecting the quality and like the the rate at which I can get it out. Like the feeling in my um the feeling in my leg that really like is terrible and hurts a lot is actually, I'm gonna say it's less actually the leg part and more right now it's in the foot. It's like the pad of my foot is back or is coming back or something. And um like so the bottom of my foot, which hasn't been there, is like forming up under my foot, and it feels like I can literally feel the bones and stuff um like bones and like muscles and stuff and whatever. I can feel a lot of it just like coming back, and it wasn't there for a while, and it's there on my left foot. And so it's painful. Like it is a physically painful process, more than just the ow it hurts that this is going on and has been going on for a while. It's like it's actively as it's coming back. I don't know if it's that the that the that there's like nerves there where there weren't, or that there's like muscle there or whatever. But whatever, it is very uncomfortable, and it's making doing the music stuff and like whatever I've been doing to not have to, like, to get my mind off it as much. It's not working as well, and it's making the music stuff, like I'm saying, like I'm trying to get work on these mixes and stuff, and I want to get the mixes and stuff done. It's it's just making that a lot harder to do, and taking my attention from it. And discipline is that I'm gonna like I'm focusing, but I'm right now making a video. But the idea is today refocus my attention and start working on music stuff. Like I mean I've been working on music stuff, but I finished something a couple days ago, and I just hadn't started the next thing. And like, I mean, I started a little bit, but like really started in full, I hadn't done it yet. So I'm gonna start today. But like, I want to get this stuff that I made yesterday, all those videos done, and this, and just put it up. And so like show the glitch in the matrix stuff, because clearly we're headed towards something, right? There's a progression, and that's been my point, is that there's a clear narrative around me. And it's like, for a while, I don't know, a bunch of wizards or something tried to use the news and like all sorts of mental wizardry to take, I think, my reality using my parents' attention and their direction and stuff, and me, and like drive us down a fake path that was like not fruitful. It was so not fruitful. It's like been leading to cancer and death on people. And like I've been saying, like this is trying to give me cancer. So whoever's doing it, you deserve cancer. Everybody around you deserves cancer. You are literally cancer. There, this is just the response is that they tried to give me cancer, and it's striking them back. That's the counter strike. They got cancer back because they're trying to give me cancer. So if they have cancer, if someone has cancer right now who's been attacking me, and you're like, why do they have cancer? Because they've attacked me. That's not everybody who has cancer. Some of the people who have cancer are probably connected to me, and it's like giving them cancer that these people are doing this. So it's like, how about you? You know, the idea is like, I think as much as I can, as much as Matthew Ray Wilkins can. I think Yahweh can do it completely, but something's trying to cut me off from any of that power, which is what I'm saying is like the news is doing it. Channel 13, who's like actively chosen to bring in Arab whatever after explicitly Islam has been a problem and Arabs are explicitly associated with that and won't engage this problem as if like they're not being super fucking racist towards black people. So that's a real big problem and it needs to stop. It's super common in Arab culture to call black people slaves and just be super fucking racist as much as any of the super racist white people. So we're cutting that shit out. If I'm everybody's dad, it's like my kids aren't gonna treat each other shitty. How about this? If we're gonna treat each other shitty and call each other names and stuff, right? If you're gonna do that, we do it in the kingdom of heaven or in the monkey kingdom, whatever you want to call it, in the place where it is better than this, where we don't die. And like, you know, we will never get there if we can't address this Arab rape mecca called Islam. And like, if the Arabs can't just say, "Look, it's not us; it's this Islam stuff. We aren't so like it is." You know, it's that Muhammad guy. He did it. We have nothing to do with him. We don't like we like it's connected to our culture because they held us hostage with guns and a sword because that's what Islam did and does. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to just keep doing this shit and don't get called out on it. Some of the most racist fucking people on the planet are Arabs. So, you know, it doesn't go unnoticed. All right. And the Arabs, the Middle East is a place where strength is respected. That's the only thing that's respected. Strength. Not your kindness, not your political correctness, not any of that. And so that is choking out like the good thing that would be kind and politically correct. It goes to the Middle East and gets choked out and beat up and and killed. And so you can't let those characters do that because then they come here, and then you don't get to be kind and loving and human. You have to become some kind of communist robot for this stupid fucking rape mecca. So I'm done with it, and you should be too. And like Channel 13, I'm actively asking, like you literally explicitly as like in line with my narrative as I'm dealing with the Islam thing to an extreme degree. This Arab reporter and like, how about this? Just for Arabs, this is important. You can't be trusted if you're Muslims. Humans, anybody, you cannot be trusted if you're a Muslim. It's a literal lying death cult rape religion. That is explicit. I can pull the Quran verses. I can show you how, like, at no point were these abrogated. You still are commanded to do this. That is not how the Bible works. The golden rule is also considerably better than everything found in the Quran. So don't give me bullshit. Also, the Quran is just clearly not historically backed. The Bible is. So every argument you'd have against what I'm saying, cut to pieces. It's bullshit. So I really need an active answer on this. What's up with the Arabs and Islam? You guys can either drop the bullshit or you're an active enemy against all mankind. White people, black people, the United States, like West, everything. You are the problem. Arabs, Arab Muslims, not Arab Christians. Arab Christians are just part of the thing that I am. But like whatever this offshoot is, like the literal Ishmael like ass thing, like being a jackass, like the Bible says. And again, the Bible front runs all of it. All of the Arab culture. In fact, Arabs are spoken of in the Bible, and like and like it explicitly, actually at that point they didn't have the same culture they have now, because the culture they have now is explicitly connected to Islam, which came around again after Jesus. It's just an intellectual property theft in this weird time loop that's been going on since Jesus, where like you could do weird stuff, but after the kingdom of heaven starts, that singularity kills all the time fuckery. So Islam is a time fuckery thing. That's what the Mecca in whatever does, and in Mecca and Medina, it's like a powerful monument to draw power, like a certain type of energy that allows you to push back on the barriers of time through let's say spiritual belief and like a ton of money and advanced technology and organizations pushing against it and just everything that they can do to throw money at trying to tear Jesus and Christ down. And again, it's like I'm pretty sure it's a something out of the East. Like the East is using this Mecca thing. It's not Abrahamic also. When they say it's Abrahamic, that's a lie, other than Ishmael is a son of Abraham, but it explicitly defines out what that means in the Bible. So that doesn't give you reason to create a new offshoot religion, knockoff religion. If so, why wouldn't I do that right now? And just say everything that you say about Islam is invalidated and my thing is the thing. And actually my thing is pointing back and saying, well, okay, well, we're the supermen, and actually the Jesus people had it right. So I guess the Muslims have it wrong, and we need to get rid of them. And that's just the reality. That's probably what this is. You know what I mean? So like, I'm tired of. FYI, this has been going on for a few more minutes. You know, I mean, like, when did this start? About a couple minutes ago. So, um, but like, I'm just tired of it. So I really mean like Channel 13. I'm gonna keep applying the pressure because it explicitly looks to me like just as what's going on with Kim Castro at Channel 11. Well, not, is it just like that? Um, you know, it seems like, and again, they're owned by Disney. Channel 13 is owned by a huge corporation, right? And it seems like the kingdom of something, like some kind of magic kingdom, and maybe that's the Saudi rape mecca attacking the Disney kingdom or something. Because that's look, as long as Islam exists, all these concepts that I keep saying that are like rape mecca and all these terrible things, they all exist as long as Islam exists. If this isn't even a joke, there's no whatever. As long as Islam exists, these things exist. It's built into Islam. You can't get rid of it. Like if it was a computer code program thing, you run it, it yields those results. That's why I'm ending it. I'm like, you can't. Our world cannot function running that code. So if the machine, the world is like a functioning set of rules and laws and stuff like that, as far as like literal the rules of gravity and stuff like that, and whatever. And Islam is something that like upsets that because it's trying to steal the power that dictates whatever things are away. It's trying to steal the power of deity away. And it just it's a problem, and I feel like this is just getting way more intense here. What are they, Muslims over there? Secret enclave of Muslim terrorists that took over like ABC 13 or some of the news organizations, and the threat against them is like the thing at the end of the Bible or something. Is that what it is? Because Disney does seem like a Muslim terrorist organization at this point to me, to my reality. Because that crescent moon thing that they use, I mean, again, it's like that is literally the symbol. That is the symbol of the subversive witches and wizards. The whole thing is you see that symbol, that crescent moon symbol, subversive witches and wizards, or witches and wizards, and generally they're subversive, but Like, I would say this. My whole point is, well, I've learned a lot about this through the Bible and much like, and I guess experience. Uh, but like Moses in the Old Testament, he's trained by in Egypt. He's trained against, or he's trained in the divine, like the magic arts or whatever. But then comes back with the power of Yahweh and just throws down the power of Yahweh. He doesn't mess around with magic and like intermixing those things. He just Yahweh and like throws down his rod and his staff, and then the witches and like the wizards of Egypt, their staff, they're the magicians and enchanters, diviner enchanters. That's the snake in like literally the snake, because they throw down their staff and it turns into a snake or a dragon, right? That's what it says at Tanin or a Nakash. It says it turns into a snake, but then Aaron throws down his rod. Moses' brother throws down his rod, and it turns into a dragon and it eats the snake of Pharaoh's wizards. So that's what I'm doing. I think a bunch of like Muslim, like wizards and witches, Arabian witches and wizards or something, tried to do some shit and take over America a while back, and they definitely did it to to Persia. That's why Iran is like a bunch of Arabs control Iran for some reason. Ali Khamenei only has days left. I mean, he doesn't have he's like there is not much time for that guy because it's just an Arab theft of Persia. You know what I mean? And it is explicitly decreed the god of Persia is Yahweh through decree that cannot be undone, or in the least that I've seen hadn't been. I'm pretty sure a lot of this point is that those decrees still stand, and they are not. You know what I mean? Like it's Allah is not Yahweh, and Allah is asserting over Yahweh's territory. And so Yahweh has every right to do the thing where, the thing that happened to Hezbollah where they beepered him and like, decapitation strikes and whatever at once and just collapsed the whole organization. Yahweh has every right to do that to the Mullah organization in Islam, the like any kind of Islamic thing. I would say if I'm Yahweh, I have every right to do that, and I'm going to suggest I would do that. I would do that. So if it starts happening, is it me? Um, if I'm Yahweh, but then you have a bigger problem if I'm Yahweh. Trying to steal my intellectual property with a fake knockoff Muslim religion. You know what I mean? You got a bigger problem if I'm Yahweh. If I am the overcomer at the seven churches of Asia, if I'm that character, you got a huge problem. So, infinitely large into an infinitely deep burning hole called the second death. So, all right, I'm done with this. It was about a 30-minute video. It's still doing this, just FYI. So, just so you can see that this is still going on and has been going on, and it's getting more intense and extreme. And like Sarah Al-Shaikh or whatever the new reporter is, I don't care if you're from here. We could have Muslims from here for a while. And if you're my kid, if you're my kid, and then it's on you to like pull down Islam. All my kids, pull down Islam. That's huge deal, big deal. Islam is the problem currently. So, and here's my most pertinent thing, the thing that I've been saying for sure since YoTV. Do it via reason through the through reason through the power, like logic and reason through the power of the name of Yahweh. Allah is not Yahweh. Yahweh is the God of Abraham, Isaac, Joseph, Jesus, Moses, Jesus. That's the Temple Mount. It has a Dome of the Rock, not, a dome to Dwayne Johnson. So no Dome of the Rock. Yahweh. And like no I mean, I guess they're gonna try to build a third temple. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen, but it's not necessary. The spirit of Yahweh dwells in here, right? You get that? That's the point. That was the point of what Jesus came to say, and that's not something that's not in the Old Testament, right? that Yahweh would indwell people, but that in the New Testament, it's like you're guaranteed that even if you're not Jewish, if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, you're guaranteed that. Okay, and that is a real spirit, and it's a spirit of life. And like I'm just sick of this spirit of death and Satan that's exerting on me and my family and on my friends and on my city here and on all the things that I like, on soccer, on video games, on politics, trying to interject itself in cities. I'm gonna say this: this Somali guy. This guy, Omar Fateh, I think you need to scan his reality. Like whatever, who is Omar Fateh? You need to figure that out. Something's going on with him. I can see his eyes are super fucking wide open. He is doing something behind the scenes that is highly illegal, very likely. So just FYI, probably something illegal, abusive. Like he probably actually literally a terrorist. Because when I see people with super wide open eyes, it means something. Trust me. And I've talked about this for like 7 years. So I'm telling you explicitly, you should, like, the FBI, the CIA, whatever, scan that dude's reality. There is something illegal going on, something abusive and immoral. That is what Islam is inherently. You know what I mean? But I can see on that guy something's up. And he's trying to become an elected official here in the United States, and they did that in London, and London is just turning into a shithole. So and all Londoners should call it out. And it's embarrassing. And Sadiq Khan and, like, whatever, any of those Muslims, you're an embarrassment. Like, it's disgusting. Your religion is gross. It's a cheap knockoff, and you're bad people. And you should repent immediately because there's not much of this. There's not much left of your stupid fucking rape religion. I'm telling you explicitly. All right. So, okay, ending this here. Believe that Jesus died and was raised, and confess that he's Lord, and you'll be saved. Something like that. Doesn't it say that in the New Testament? Doesn't Paul say that? All right, we'll try the new AI mode. Confess with your mouth Bible verse. Um, because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the heart one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Am I confessing to being the one that is imploding Islam? Yeah. So, um, hey, they brought a sword against me, and I've used a shield for long enough, but they won't back off. They're just trying to, like, sit down and bear down on my shield. So I'm about to, like, straight up, you know what I mean? And I just have to, like, make sure that, I guess that nobody's that disturbed when it happens, because it's, well, when I say nobody, that the people who have gotten around me and been listening to me and doing what I've been saying and actually working with me, and, like, that they're prepared for what's gonna happen, because it's like the, well, there's a whole end of the Bible book about that, called Revelation. I suggest you read it. But yeah, all right. And as I leave, I just want to make sure you can still see. This is at this point, 35-minute video, and it's still doing this. And again, I don't believe it's just video artifacting. I think this is like an indicator the matrix is glitching. All right. So I need some answers. I need real answers. There is, in the Book of Daniel thing, there's explicitly an empire, a kingdom or something, that is able to harass and bear against the saints. Like I'm talking where I have a shield and whatever, and it's trying to bear down on me like I got a bubble. They could use ABC 13 if they own Disney. You know what I mean? If they own these companies that they, if Muslims in Arabia with a bunch of that oil money started pouring it over here, and it's a fake religion. If they were saying something that was true, I'm going to listen and think with reason. But they don't have a religion that says think with reason. They have a religion that says, do submit to Allah. And Allah's when I use reason, Allah is not Yahweh. Allah is a cheap knockoff. There is no academic evidence for Allah. If you brought this to the University of Houston, Rice University, UT Austin, UT Dallas, Texas A&M, like all the universities, I'm not going to name every university. If I didn't name your university, don't be butthurt. But if I named a bunch of these universities and was like, all right, all of you, find academic evidence, like find archaeological academic evidence for the Quran, find archaeological academic evidence for the Bible. You're going to have none, zero for the Quran. Literally none. It is a fantasy, fairy tale, fiction, fucking cheap knockoff of the Bible. Anything that you're going to find that verifies stuff from the Quran is going to be stuff because it's a cheap knockoff of the Bible and the stories are literally ripped out of the Bible, but then generally changed enough that it makes it like they're Arabicized, right? And again, Arabic and the whole thing all came after Judaism, Christianity, like Hebrew as a language, all of it comes after Hebrew. We still speak languages that are based on the Western Hebrew, like what they call Phoenician, but is a form of Hebrew. So, all the Arabs and Muslims calling saying stuff, and I'm saying this because again, 90-something% of Arabs being Muslims means I'm just gonna say all of you until Arabs as a culture and as a people start calling out the Muslims. It is on you guys to actually take real substantial effort to change. This is what they're demanding of the Palestinians. You got to change your own fucking destiny. You can't keep believing this bullshit. You can't keep believing in these people who are so fucking evil. And it's like their only thing is kill the Jews. But it's not like kill the Jews and then we create you paradise. It ain't even that. So it's like, at least listen to what I'm saying. There's a kingdom of heaven you could have on earth. Those people are fucking lying to you. You can clearly see it. They're like they aren't even telling you real religious stuff. The whole point, like, if you don't trust the Jews, because clearly it's written into the Quran and the Hadith. So again, to the Arabs, don't fucking even try to argue. You aren't some of the most racist fucking people on the planet. I hear it. I can see it. People know. So it's embarrassing when you try to call out people on their racism. Um, and I have enough kids of every fucking thing, and I didn't choose, and I love them all. So like I didn't, I'm just trying to be the dad that like fixes all of this. Well, I think Jesus and Yahweh already did that. Maybe like the idea is like Jesus, like here you get to be dad because you're the only one who actually claims me. Am I the only one that claims Jesus? There are people that claim Jesus. I'm just claiming him like in front of everybody in a Superman like fashion, I think. That's the way. That's why. In a let me try to sit down on the throne with Jesus and Yahweh and claim Jesus. And I do claim Jesus. Like I want to be the one overcoming at the seven churches of Asia, and I believe that's what that is. You get to sit with Jesus on the throne. Well, if it's Jesus and Yahweh on the throne, it's like, and Jesus is Yahweh, okay, well then, yo. So I need change. I'm not gonna. I'm like I'm not gonna stand it, but I'm gonna go back to what I was doing because I think that like working on my obviously something has disturbed me within the past whatever, and like I'm telling you, it's hurting me and disturbing me, and nobody's taking action in the way that I'm asking for, which is the right way. None of your other ways are right ways. It's problematic for everybody the way you're doing this. So It's hurting me. Like, this is hurting me a lot. This hurts me a lot. And I'm asking you to stop. And I guess to end that on like not such a downer note, I'm asking for Dua Lipa to like act like how about this? I am clearly being harassed using like they're staying silent, but like a bunch of people are looking at me and they have done like I've caught things that would be considered that are illegal forms of harassment, right? And people have perjured themselves about me and lied about me. And like I can prove something completely evil is going on with Alessandra Ambrosio. That's what it looks like. I mean, either that or she's with me, but I've been saying like come here and she won't. So, I'm pretty sure she's Jezebel, but like the whole thing with Dua Lipa is like, all right, you can't have that big of pop like Alessandra Ambrosio, okay, and like but when Beyonce and Dua Lipa are doing it, and that's like I literally can't escape the um the people that they're paying to harass me in that capacity, and I haven't been able to in a long time. And then they lied about stuff when I tried to like talk back against them to girls who've been doing this to me for a long time, Brittany Orlando and whatever. And then they got Detective Nick Vo to perjure himself, and he went way overboard. So again, people have died over this. Is Nick Vo just one of my kids again? I mean, I'm actually serious about this. It probably. So the point is going to be forced, and if you don't do it, you aren't going to be here. Like that's just what it is. So I'm telling y'all, I need someone to actually engage what I'm saying. Like you have violated my civil rights, my human rights, my like every fucking right I could possibly have has been violated. And like they're just like I'm getting to sit here in like a relatively comfortable environment, but it's poisoning me on the inside. And like the courts, Judge Baldwin here in Houston, I mean, like they literally took up the courts against me and violated my civil rights while my human rights were being violated and while I was being psychologically and physically tortured. So, I mean, I have all the evidence of it. And again, the AI can scan and see what monies you've taken from where. All of that is already knowledge. So, like, to Judge Baldwin and whatever the other judge who helped Nick Vo do his thing, that was illegal for sure. It's not. There's zero question to me, and the AI can prove that it was illegal. So I need something here in Houston, Texas. You need to take action for me. If Alessandra Ambrosio, like, it looks to me like she is just blatantly taunting me after I've made a point that like she has violated my human rights, and she still hasn't come. So, like, why haven't the police engaged that? I've been demanding something. I think if the police actually like go to grab her, probably her kids get sick, die. She gets sick, dies, and that's the Jezebel thing. And we go to the kingdom of heaven. But like, I'm done. I'm demanding action, and I'm going to keep pushing. And like, there are societal structures that will collapse because you are allowing this fucking situation around me, and it's not okay. It's like the Bible says I get sovereignty. I'm a sovereign. I can see what the Bible says. Our entire society is based on it. The only way I don't have sovereignty is if Muslims have taken over our society secretly, subversively. Like if all the presidents were secret Muslims or something like that for the past, whatever Donald Trump, which it seems like it because I've never heard them say Yahweh. Same thing with Joel Osteen. I've never heard him say Yahweh. So I think a bunch of people are secret Muslims because I ain't hear him say Yahweh. Definitely not my left ear. Is it because something's poisoning my right ear? Well, probably. You should do what I'm saying and remove the thing that's poisoning me so I can hear you say Yahweh or Yo, at least Yo, Yah. So I can hear you say Yah, Yo, the name of God. Not not the Muslim one, the cheap knockoff Muslim one that uses a generic title, a feminine version of the generic title, Allah. Like, an L or an Al, then you put a hey at the end. Allah, it's a feminine one. But if you make it plural masculine, it's Elohim. So, or Allah I'm. Hmm. But I'm not Allah. Allah's a cheap knockoff of Yahweh. I'm the guy conquering at the seven churches of Asia. If anything, I'm the Monkey King, and you know, Allah ain't even as powerful as I am. So yeah, how about that? I'm the Monkey King, and Allah is not as powerful as me, and I'm pissing on the middle pillar like the Monkey King pisses on the Buddha guy's hand, and I'm hurling off the Great Iron Mountain all on fire or whatever. And that's the thing in Revelation that also seems to match the Monkey King, uh, mountain that gets, like is used to trap the Monkey King using Taoist I Ching magic and like whatever that the Buddha does, because the Buddha is like a adversarial satanic deity that is using that Mecca, and like I'm pretty sure the Buddha is just like Baal or something like that. You know what I mean? Like one of the other deities from the West that went over to the East and then is using the Mecca from the West, the Islamic Mecca, but it went to the East to come back to the West so that it looked like trusted or something. You know what I mean? Because people, like people here when they see stuff from the East, it's like, oh wow, mystical, magical. It's like, have you read the Bible? You know how much older the Bible is? You know what I mean? Like, you know how much more ancient and like how much more actual wisdom and stuff? It is like the actual, like verified, this is the thing. Not all this other bullshit, which is just people stealing your money. So, definitely Islam is that. And they don't even need your money. Those Arabs have so much money, it's fucking ridiculous. And they use it to perpetuate Islam. That should give you a hint. So, okay, I'm tired of that death cult. Let's end it. And like Alessandro Ambrosio, you aren't here. I like at this point, Buck Palmer is just a sweet cuckolded boy. He does not bother me. Like it bothers me that like this situation is still going on, and like nothing's been done. And like the police did throw me in jail on perjury by Detective Nick Vo, and there's still no change in the situation. And like the AI is building the evidence case there is a tint of testimony. Actually, I'm so dumbfounded that this is still going on like this, that people actually think it's going to work when like you can see all of the signs around you that it's not, and they're just like, well, I'm willing to bet. It's exactly like the thing from I mean explicitly it is the thing from the book of Exodus when Pharaoh is like um contending against Moses and just won't stop hardening his heart. To his own demise, to the point where it literally destroys him and his people, and you know what I mean? Like he basically like destroys Egypt in order to destroy the Hebrews, but then he doesn't destroy the Hebrews because Yahweh, guards them with his mighty right hand. So, the one that Jesus sits at. Probably Jesus doing all that, huh? That should make you really terrified. I thought Jesus was a nice guy. Um, Jesus is a good guy. There's a difference. There's none good but God, also, according to the Bible. So Jesus is Yahweh, and Yahweh is God. It's pretty obvious progression there. Most people just say Jesus is God, but I ain't fucking around with the Jesus is Yahweh. I mean, like, I'm literally just gonna say Jesus is Yahweh because I ain't fucking around because the Muslims try to do their thing and be like, well, yeah, Jesus isn't God, and nor is his father Allah, because Allah doth not take any any partners. Yeah, it's because Allah's a bitch and a phony and a knockoff. But Yahweh has counsel and elders and all sorts of things to help him out. He's like a lion against a tiger. So, like, let's put it like this: if Alessandro Ambrosio is like a tiger, I'm a lion, and I got other lions, and like, you probably shouldn't have violated my human rights and be harassing me like this. You know what I mean? Like, and make a point out of it. breed me without my permission and do whatever the fuck y'all are doing and use Anja Ambrosio as like a Anja and Noah as some kind of mechanism to beat me over the over the head. You probably shouldn't have done that. And shouldn't keep doing it, but it seems like something's breaking your brain, and maybe it's the thing going on with my head. But you know what I mean? Like I'm not doing it. I explicitly have been saying you need to come here and like say what's going on for a long time, years, on camera. In fact, I've been saying just like with Dua Lipa, bring your butt. I'll spread your butthole right here. We'll put it on OnlyFans. But like this is untenable. Like the police, why is she like still doing this to the news? Channel 13, Channel 11. What the fuck is wrong with you, Kim Castro? Like I'm serious. With if I in a month or something just like drove to Channel 11 and just started like pulled my camera out and just started like questioning Kim Castro, right? And then she's lying, but then I have on the narrative, right? Like you see on my narrative, she's clearly lying, but she thinks that she can get away with it because oh well, he's just looking at me on the TV. But it's like, no, y'all are too close. You are too close to be fucking around and illegally harassing me and treating me like this. So like I am going to collapse this at some point. I'm just going to continue to build this case against you guys until like it is so overwhelmingly problematic when it collapses that there is not like that there couldn't be a possibility that you or Islam or any of this other bullshit that's been like trying to harass me and like whatever coven of women is like harassing me and like looks like it's pretending to be a Superman harem, but like I'm stronger than it is, and I'm just like Yahweh's just gonna wipe y'all all off the table at once if you don't fucking do what I say. I'm tired of this, and you're hurting me, and you're hurting my family, and it's on film that you're hurting my family. Like all of a sudden, when they amp up their stuff, my mom starts having like cognitive problems and like is doing whatever. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it's the people like she takes prescription drugs she doesn't need because like I think they're feeding her prescription drugs she doesn't need, and that something's trying to hijack my family's like reality car by doing that. So I need this shit over. I like none of what I said goes away either. It's all on the internet. It never will go away. And so this will always have been something that happened. And Islam is just a clear farce. It could never be the thing that actually controls everything, you know? Like, so stop. Again, I think it tries to be for 1,260 days, and it's such a problem for everybody. But it's like you have to prove that this is what happens for this specific period of days and that it's such a problem for everybody that exactly is what the Bible says. And then we get rid of it. And anybody attached to it. That's literally how the Bible ends. That's why in the Quran, the beast from the earth is raised by the Quran. Yeah, that's why the beast from the earth, mark the beast system, is something in the Bible. They explicitly say they raise it, and it's just their knockoff Isa, who's a knockoff of Jesus. And that, it might literally have something to do with Anja Ambrosio and Issa, Gabby DeLuse's kid, or whatever, because she's DeLuser. And again, I'm pretty sure she has cancer because someone's trying to cancer me down. And like it's just reflecting off me and hitting her. Because if she had cancer and actually like it wasn't what I was saying and they were friendly, she would reach out. I have and I've demanded these people reach out, Alessandra and Anja Ambrosio and them, and they've done the opposite, and they just from a distance taunt and harass me. And again, I'm pretty sure Anja Ambrosio was bred from me when I was 16. So hello, Channel 13. This is real fucking news, not like you cover real fucking news anymore. Channel 11, Channel 2, Channel 8, Channel 26, Channel, all of you. Telemundo, CW, Univision, Television, all of you. Okay, I'm in this. So later. Stop. Just like drop the Islam stuff. Drop the attacks on me. Drop the harassment on me. Like, stop. All right. Have a blessed one. Later. Yeah.